All right, listen up, listeners. We got a spooky one for you today. I'm Paulie Gaultieri, and I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Mankind.
His name is Mankind. This guy's got a couple screws loose, but don't worry about it. We got all your spooky places covered today in this episode. We're going to take our listeners on a journey to the dark side of Toronto. And not the side where if you don't pay your bets, they break your legs. This is more of the haunted type. Ain't that right, Mankind?
That's right. Ain't that right, Mr. Sacco? Yes.
We're on episode 71. It's a spooky episode.
Yes.
If you haven't guessed, that's actually Joey behind that beautiful mask. I'm Mark Savel, and this is the Toronto Livings Podcast, Spooky Edition.
Spooky edition.
Let's go.
Enjoy.
Welcome to the Toronto Livings Podcast, a conversation about all things Toronto with a focus on real estate, the culture, and of course, the food.
I'm Mark Savel.
And I'm Joey Virgilio.
And we're realtors with Sage Real Estate, working together as a Toronto Livings team with a focus on helping you buy better, sell higher, and of course, having a little bit of fun along the way.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're here at the, what's this called? The Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast Show, something or other. I don't know. Don't forget about it, all right? Your buddy over there, what's his name? Mark, he took a long walk in the forest with some, you feeling all right there, bud?
The last time I heard of Joey Virgilio, he couldn't make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mankind. This is definitely one of the episodes you want to tune in on.
Yes.
It's our Halloween episode. Joey's Mankind. My God, are you ever Mankind? You look so good.
Mark as
Paulie Walnuts.
Paulie Walnuts.
Yes, Paulie Gaultieri.
Yes.
Oh, the Finns didn't give it away? This is our spooky episode.
Yeah. Halloween inspired from top to bottom.
Yes.
We are finding the creepiest places in Toronto.
We are.
Most haunted houses of Toronto.
Yes, the most haunted houses and locations and all the paranormal activities one could think of. But can I take a second to pause and just, I challenged you to come up with a costume for Halloween, and you delivered.
I thank you. I spent, I'm not going to lie to you, way too many hours building and figuring out how to make this mask happen. This is from scratch.
You people are not witnessing the art that I'm looking at. Like, Joey came in with a custom-made Mankind mask. I asked him where he bought it. He said he learned how to become a leather maker.
Absolutely, yes. From top to bottom. I was watching YouTube videos left, right, and center. These studs are real.
Oh
right?
my God. This is costume of the year right here. You absolutely delivered.
The second we decided to do costumes, it was like I didn't even have to think about it. I knew exactly who I was coming as.
I've cried for about 5 minutes before coming on air at how good this is. And we were trying to talk real estate. I can't do it.
No, we're having very serious conversations just before this.
I don't know how I'm going to get through this episode, but we're going to do our best.
Yes, yeah.
We're going to do our best. So for those who don't know, Joey's favorite wrestler is...
Mankind.
Yes.
Mick Foley, Mankind, one of the three personas.
Dude Love.
Dude Love, Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack, yeah.
This was 100% inspired by our preambles and conversations that we've had over the last little while.
Dude, it's 10 out of 10.
Thank you very much.
10 out of 10. Oh, do you want to show me your accessory?
Oh, absolutely. For those who might be wrestling fans, there is a partner that I do come with.
Do you want me to hold your mic? So Joey is reaching into his pocket. Friendly reminder to watch this on... Oh my God.
It is Mr. Sacco.
Sacco!
Yes, and he will be on for the remainder of this episode.
Maybe we'll get Sacco to deliver one of the most spookiest places in the city. He could join us.
That's a great idea. All right, so Sacco is also with us today.
How does Sacco talk?
Oh, great to be here.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. Look, this is a friendly reminder that we do this for free.
Yes.
that no one pays us to put these costumes together.
Absolutely.
We get no ads, no revenue from any of that type of stuff. This is Joey's hard-earned money invested. This is about $25 of party packages myself invested. So we're going to ask for a small favor, if you can.
Yes.
And this is one of those, like, you ask your friend to help you move your entire house favors. This is a lot easier than that. Hit subscribe, hit like, leave us a Mankind WWE Attitude Era comment, if you will.
Yes.
And it would mean so much for this podcast.
Yes.
We are officially hawking for support.
We are.
Yes, we are going to be asking every week to like and support, because that is the easiest way for us to grow the podcast.
Absolutely. It helps us do this more. We've made it to 70.
71.
71.
Yeah.
We made it past the 70 threshold. So
Yeah.
any support, if you've been listening, this is absolutely would help us a ton.
Help us a ton. Help Mankind. Help Paulie Gaultieri. Help your friends here, eh? Oh, unless you want to go for a long walk off a short bridge. Oh. Oh, can I do a... You don't watch Sopranos, right? Kind of, sort of?
I've seen some of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how Paulie laughs?
Let's hear it. Yeah, absolutely.
Now you know.
It's gonna be yeah.
I showed a few people like, I don't get it, and I'm like, Paulie Gaultieri. Now they know. All right, well, let's get into it like we always do. Do I call you Mankind? Is that the official?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mankind. How was your week, bud? Where'd you go eat? Did you get a gabagoo?
This week.
Oh God.
This week, no. This week actually this is such a suiting costume because I ended up at the best event of the year. Sorry, this. First off, shout out to Frances V for passing me off her extensions.
Wow.
For this edition.
I didn't even realize those were extensions. Those look legit.
Legitimate extensions. But this was suiting because the best event of the year is always the zombie wrestling event that takes place. Super Kicked, thank you for throwing on a hell of a show. This time it was not at the Great Hall, actually.
Oh, okay.
We had that argument, or that, not argument,
Discussion.
Discussion
Yeah.
last time. And this time it was like in this weird back of an auto shop. It looked like it used to be an auto shop at one point. Now it's just a wrestling venue.
Sick.
It was such a good show. Psychotic Michael was absolutely there and made it his regular appearance. So shout out Super Kicked, shout out Psychotic Michael, Pretty Ricky, all of the fantastic.
Pretty Ricky. And I heard you're going back for more.
Absolutely. So this costume was almost finished. It was basically just finished just before we left the house for that night. So we decided we were going to go back for a round 2 because it was so much fun. So they're doing the Great Hall again on Thursday this coming week.
Wait, the Great Hall or the mechanic shop? It is the
this
Great
time
Hall.
it's Great Hall.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
The first one was, and now it's back at the Great Hall.
Love it.
So be there.
Yeah.
Just be there. Come see Mankind. Because I'll absolutely be in this.
Oh, you have to. You're definitely getting brought into the ring for something like that. This is. I'm still mind blown.
So shout out Super Kicked. Also for food purposes, because that's always the part of the segment we talk about. That night we ended up going to 2 places I wanted to shout out. One of which is the John, which is right on Bloor Street.
Okay.
Which was such a good pre-wrestling show bar. Everyone was up in costume. It was very festive. So
Nice.
Shout out the John right on Bloor West, pretty close to 1183 Dufferin Street.
Ah,
actually.
wonderful.
And then secondly was Latin World, and I need to shout out Latin World.
Okay,
specifically.
talk to me about it.
Have you ever been to Latin World?
They have one on Eglinton, and I pass by it all the time.
Yes. Okay. So they have a Bloor location.
Okay.
That is, I guess, popular enough where they made they have 6 locations in Toronto or 5
cool.
locations in Toronto.
Amazing.
With one, I believe, is like you can buy ingredients. So it's like across the street, there's 2 places, Latin World and then like a Latin World
Grocery store
type thing. Amazing nachos. Their actual chips tasted like they chopped up toasty like proper pitas.
So good.
They layered it. They stacked it properly. They were not short of ingredients. Please try that out. And the chicken tacos, I got to shout out. They were amazingly delicious.
Chicken tacos. Okay.
Very authentic vibe.
Love it.
Everything in it is like you can see it from the outside of what it looks like. Colorful and like all that. Yeah, simple and
Bright Mexican culture.
Yes.
Yeah. The one up here's got like a lot of neon lights. Is that kind of sort of?
Yeah. Does it have neon lights? I can't.
It's just bright. You just
it
like
is very. We walked in off like a dark night and it was like, woke right up.
Yeah. Love it, man. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have it in the show notes, Latin World and the John.
And the John. Yeah.
And the John.
And Latin World is 1262 Bloor Street West.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go afterwards?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that was our post wrestling to get energy back into our systems.
Yes. I feel like this is your like you know how I get excited for F1?
Yeah.
This is your F1.
100%.
Yeah.
At this point, yes.
Yeah. When Joey says he's going to zombie wrestling, I just know, let the man do his thing. I don't try to schedule anything. I work around. I go, this is Joey's Super Bowl. And I saw some photos on your Instagram. I think somebody who's with you posted it.
Yep.
Psycho Mike is jacked.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Holy crow.
Yeah, the best year so far that I've been the last 3 years, and my favorite entrance from him is when he tore the bottom of the stage and came up as a zombie and introduced himself as Zombie Mike.
That's amazing.
From the bottom of the stage. So
maybe Thursday he'll pull that
potentially.
out of his
yeah,
cardboard?
we'll see. Great Hall is a bigger production, so we're going to see what changes are in the show.
Maybe, are tickets still available?
They might be.
I'll look it up.
100%.
I'll look it up. I don't know if Paulie Gaultieri wants to be seen in a place like that, but who knows? Check it out.
How about you? Where did Paulie
D?
Paulie D.
No, Paulie D.
Paulie
It's not
D.
Paulie.
I keep calling you Paulie
is
D.
from Jersey Shore. Paulie Walnuts.
Paulie Walnuts.
Last night I went to Iron Maiden with my dad.
How was the show?
Incredible.
Yep.
That guy, Bruce Dickinson, that guy's voice is godsend.
Love it.
I sang one song and my throat was dead. This guy's on a world tour and he's 68 years old, something like that. The combined age of all five of them is like 420 years old.
Love it.
And they rocked the socks off.
Love it.
2-hour concert. Are you familiar with Maiden? Kind of, sort of?
Familiar. Somewhat familiar.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, the shirts are a league all of its own. It was like a 3-hour lineup to buy T-shirts.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was serious. But these shirts are like, they must make them like at least $1 billion a year. It's insane the amount of, like, everybody was buying multiple shirts.
Where do they play? Scotia?
Scotiabank Arena. Yeah. It was packed.
Yeah. A packed arena.
That right to the brim.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah, it was good. Eddie is the big skeleton that comes out. So the guy in all the T-shirts.
Yep.
He came out. They shot him. They stabbed him. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Great concert. I love it. But the performance was great. The guy's voice is just. He had like throat cancer at one point, and to still be able to hit those notes, it's like
killer.
Yeah. The drummer had a stroke.
Throat cancer?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was still like. No, he didn't have a stroke while playing. But
during the show.
Yeah, like you see him, and he's so tame, but like, man, can they rock?
I love it.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So we went there last night. But my food place of the week is this place called, probably going to butcher it, but Mikaku. Paulie D would
Paulie D, he rolls off the tongue.
Well, it's from Jersey Shore.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not the DJ from Jersey Shore.
No.
I am the gangster from Sopranos. I went to Mikaku Udon Bar.
Udon.
Yeah, you like udon?
I don't think
it's the thick noodles.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, I love udon.
Yeah, udon, so good. So our good friend Jason the Friesen.
Oh, nice.
He's always freezing those mortgage rates for us.
Yes.
We always try to get together every so often, and we went for udon in Cabbagetown.
Love it.
It's a brand new location. It just opened up. It's the old Dova restaurant used to be there.
Dova,
yeah.
Okay.
It was quite popular in the area, and these guys just took it over. It's really crazy because you walk in there and there's this like old Italian pizza oven, like brick, Napolitan style, and they don't serve any of that. It's straight udon. We had these like dumplings before we started, very MoMA-esque of us. And Jason's a vegetarian, so it's hard to find a spot where we could both kind of, find that middle ground. Yeah, and it was perfect for that. We had this thing, I'm trying to think of the name of it. They're basically veggie dumplings, whatever they're called. Just ask for the veggie dumplings, they'll give them to you. We got about 4 of them.
Love it. Fantastic,
full of flavor. Just
you're on the Momo trend lately.
Oh man,
dumplings and Momo. That's yeah.
Orient Express. Take me to Asia. I'm all about it. I'm trying it all. I had this thing called the Buta udon.
Ooh.
Yeah, really, really good. It had braised pork belly, so much savory flavor. Just like, fall time. You want soup.
Yes.
And I love pho, but I kind of got a little sick of it. So udon was the place to be.
Love it.
229 Carlton, just west of Parliament. Go there. You're going to love it.
Love it.
Yeah. Mikaku.
Tukaku.
Mikaku Sukaku. I feel like that's a Jackie Chan line.
Definitely could be.
Uno mas. I'm also glad none of us went as Jackie Chan this year.
Oh, yeah.
That would be problematic.
Yeah.
I don't think it would translate well.
You said it, and I was about to be like, that's a great costume. Maybe it's not a great costume.
Forget about it, kid. Unless you want to end up in the slammer like old Uncle Paulie.
The laugh is on point.
All right, let's get into news you can use.
All right, let's do it.
Those wise guys up at the Bank of Canada, they finally got the act together, eh?
Oh, man. I've been waiting to make a Bank of Canada announcement as the one and only Mankind.
Take it away, Mankind. This is your time to shine.
The Bank of Canada pulled one of the biggest, most incredible rate cuts.
I'm not going to make it through this episode.
They dropped a whopping 0.5%. No, but they actually did drop a gigantic.
But all jokes aside, they did cut the rates. It's fantastic.
No, they did a huge rate drop. They did 0.5%, bringing it down to 3.75, which is amazing. And more are. I mean, it's talks of more are expected.
Yeah, I think so. There was some. Oh, this is so funny. I don't know if you watched it live, but I'm like so dialed in for the announcements that CP24 had like a countdown ticker for when the announcement was going to be made. It was like New Year's.
Yeah,
and when they made the rate cut, they played this like, you know, like a dance hall horn, like ba 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 ba. And I was like, what? What are you guys doing having fun on air? This is our gig. We are the fun podcasters, not you. You're supposed to be proper and serious. But I think it's a long time coming. It was the biggest rate cut of the year, a 0.5. Usually we've had 0.25s. There was some rumblings of 0.75. But if you actually read the article, the guy just said there's a higher chance of 0.75 than 0.25.
Okay.
And it was so taken out of context. So I think all of us were expecting the 0.5, and that's what we got. And that's what we needed.
Yeah.
And we're super happy about that. And there's one more announcement coming in December. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do a Christmas episode?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a Christmas episode.
I just want to put a Santa hat on this costume. I almost don't want you to ever change. This is so perfect. Oh, buddy. So good. So anyways, what does it mean for you? If you have a variable rate mortgage, this is good news. You are going to see a drop in your payments. Definitely the biggest drop so far this year, as you mentioned. If you're on a fixed rate, no change at all. This doesn't impact you. You're locked in for your 3 to 5 years, so it's business as usual.
Yep.
But for all of us on variables, myself, and many others, we are going to be starting to see a nice drop in payments.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you have a line of credit as well, same story.
Crap. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did we talk about the amount that it is?
How much it's coming down?
No. I mean, per
Yeah,
100,000.
say it. I'll tell you my beef with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So on a 25-year amortization per $100,000, it comes down about $30.
This is why I was hesitant to get into it. I know I made these show notes and I did put it in the show notes. I've heard 5 different people give 5 different amounts.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't understand how
They all change?
They all
Yeah.
change. Yeah, I've heard as high as $75 and as low as $25. We're saying on the conservative end, you're going to see about a $30 drop for every 100K.
I think that's a good place to be. Also, yeah, it's true. There's so many parameters that are built into these mortgages, so it makes sense to be cautious when you're given the numbers like that out.
It's going to go down. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
If you have a line of credit, same thing. You should see a drop in your in the amount of payments you have to make.
Love it.
Cool. I got a note here about Trudeau slashing immigration. I don't really want to talk about that.
Okay.
I just don't care. I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's cutting immigration. I don't think it's going to have a big impact. If anything, it might impact rentals. I'll tell you what the big kind of story that dropped this week, and we got to investigate it a bit further. It might be a whole show on itself.
Okay.
But there is now a case where a person rented out their Airbnb and they're selling their house and they're going to be hit with a 13% tax because it was operating as a hotel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Scary stuff. There's a lot of finer points to the story, and I really want to dig a bit deeper, but there's been a lot of headlines about it. I will say this from my very quick research I've done. If you've rented it out a few times or if you do a couple seasons on Airbnb, I don't think that's going to trigger the 13%.
Yeah.
But definitely if you are thinking of putting your house on Airbnb, if you're thinking you have a vacant property and potentially doing that, definitely now's the time to speak to an accountant because there's some case law out there where you might be subject to 13%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, this is a deep dive.
It's a deep dive. We're going to have to look a little bit closer at it. I read like some white papers that were way over my head.
They've been cracking down on Airbnbs for a very long time. So.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if, taxing them when you sell your house as a hotel makes sense. I feel like it's a bit of a cash grab.
Yep. Well, considering it also like it needs to be your primary, there's already rules in place that like
In Toronto, there is.
Yes.
And that's why there's a lot of finer details to this topic that I don't want to say too much on right now. But if you're thinking of doing an Airbnb, talk to your accountant, see if it's going to apply to you. That's, I think, the big takeaway.
Love
of
it.
the week. Alrighty. Well, this is moving along swimmingly, I would say. It's our Halloween episode, if you couldn't tell by now.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have some fun with it.
No, this is a lighthearted one we're going to
Yeah.
talk about, but also a dark-hearted one.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, we're we're getting into the main event.
Yeah, we're gonna go into transition time. We're gonna start talking about some spooky places in the city.
Yep.
Have you ever experienced any? Do you ever like a?
A paranormal?
Yeah. Do you have any of
Yes.
those? You do.
I have one paranormal story.
Okay.
Yeah. Not in a place in Toronto.
Yeah.
This was my old childhood home.
Oh,
That I
okay.
lived in. Yes, I do actually have one though. I was in my basement when I was a kid, maybe like, I don't know, 11, 10, something like that. And I have a late grandmother and grandfather, and there was a picture of them beside where the office, there was like a little office kind of corner. And the office chair at one point when I was down there by myself, with nothing prompting it, just spun
Whoa.
and pointed towards the picture
Whoa.
and it just stopped. And I freaked the hell out and I ran upstairs and I that's burned into my skull of that memory. That is my paranormal kickoff to this episode.
Okay. Well, way to hit it on the high note. Was not expecting that. How are you? Are you?
I'm still good.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I'm good today. I'm good. I swear.
Nailed it on the timing. And that's how mankind became what it is today.
Have you had a paranormal experience?
I don't know. I would say I'm definitely sensitive to that stuff. Like I could like feel certain things at certain times.
Okay.
I went into a house with a client of mine and we both kind of it was a buyer showing and I left and she's like, "Did you feel something in that house?" I said, "I did." And she's like, "I did too."
Interesting.
And it was like there was an event that happened there that wasn't disclosed, and maybe this is a good segue to say that you are supposed to disclose any murders or stuff of that nature in a house. It wasn't disclosed at the time, but we later discovered something had happened. In
Interesting.
the house. Yeah, there was this weird dark energy that was in there.
You felt it.
100%.
Interesting.
That just to the pit of my stomach. I was like, something's not right.
Something's not right.
Yeah, something doesn't sit well with me here.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we believe in ghosts officially.
Yes.
Okay. I mean paranormal activity. I don't think I've ever seen a ghost.
No. Yeah. But energies, I'm sold on it.
I believe in aliens. We know this.
100%.
Yeah.
That's real. I'm proving
Yeah, aliens I'm sold on. That's a thing. All right. Should we get into location?
Yeah, let's get into our list of top haunted houses in
Haunted locations.
Haunted
yeah.
locations.
Yeah.
We're not. Yeah, there's a lot of commercial spaces too.
Yeah. It seems to be these ghosts love chilling in commercial spaces.
They do, yeah.
More than residential homes. But I do want to give a shout out to torontoghost.org. It is a really comprehensive website where if you do experience paranormal activities in a residential house, you can file a report.
I did check that website out when you posted it.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. The list that they have going there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And you can read the people's stories. And you should put your story up there.
I should actually.
Yeah. When I was a little wee boy, it's really interesting, and I think there's a lot enough there where you do kind of something might be up and things might be happening in the city. So torontoghost.org, great resource. If you think you've been visited by someone in the afterlife, submit your
report
there.
Yeah, love it. You want to kick us off?
Sure. So the first place, have you been to the Toronto Islands?
Believe it or not, I have not.
Okay, I've been as a kid, so we're definitely going to make this a goal to
make it.
Yeah, to get there this summer. But there's a lighthouse there.
Yeah,
it's called the Gibraltar Point Lighthouse, and apparently there's some very spooky stuff that happens there.
Right.
It's on the western tip of the islands. It's now a decommissioned lighthouse, but it was the site of a grisly murder in 1815.
1815.
Yes.
That's a long enough date where it makes it even creepier.
Even creepier that Toronto was around that, that long ago. The story goes that Mr. John Paul Radmuller was the first lightkeeper of this lighthouse keeper.
Yep.
And he was also involved, as your friend Paulie Gaultieri knows, the bootlegging business. Knew how to get some soda pops down to the States. And one stormy night, two gentlemen came up and they knew he had some booze in there and they wanted to partake in some brouhahas. And he said no. And they said yes. And then they beat him and they murdered him.
Yes.
And then they chopped his body up.
That is, yes.
And then they
As one does.
hid the parts all around the lighthouse, which is pretty gruesome.
Yes.
But there is reports of Mr. John Paul Radmuller trekking up.
He's still
lighthouse.
there.
Yeah, his ghost is there. And they claim that he's looking for his chopped up body parts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, creepy addition.
What's crazier is in 1893, they did discover bones buried around the lighthouse.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they find a jaw or something like that?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll say yeah. I'm going to say yes to that. Yeah, there's body parts there. So if you're looking to experience some paranormal activity and you're looking to also relax on the beach, cross two birds off
One stone.
one stone.
Now, can you get into the lighthouse today? Like, can you get in there as a visiting point?
I don't know factually, but we could investigate.
Okay, we're gonna investigate.
Wanna go like at night?
If any, oh yeah, let's do it.
Rent a boat. we'll take the pirate taxi over there.
See if a light turns on. While we're
Yeah.
close.
Well, it's decommissioned, so I don't think it turns on.
Yeah. Well, unless it's paranormally turning on.
Oh, spooky. I like where your head's at. I know it went right over mine. Must be all this hairspray I got in my hair today.
Love it. Okay, so Center Island, or it's by
Hanlan's Point.
Hanlan's Point, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I struggled to get that word out, but yeah, thank you for saving me on that one. Okay, can we talk about probably one of the most popular ones?
Yeah, definitely.
The Keg Mansion.
Yeah.
Notoriously a haunted spot on Jarvis.
Yeah.
That was owned by the Masseys back in the day.
Well, actually, it's built by Arthur McMaster,
Oh,
founder of McMaster University.
interesting.
Spooky stuff.
Some spooky stuff.
All universities are getting canceled these days, so I'm sure he did something rotten. Please don't sue me, McMaster family.
So Hart Hassey, after his so let me go through the thing here. After Hart's death, his daughter Lillian took over his estate and named the home Euclid Hall. Keg Mansion has seen its fair share of tragedy in its more than 150 years of history. Lillian Massey passed away in the home in 1915. After her death, one of her devoted maids took her life because she had a good connection with her. Anyways, there's a ton of like notable stories, enough so that they actually have a book right in the Keg Mansion where if you experience something, you write it into the book.
That's crazy.
Now, I've heard that Molly asked me not to name her. Molly C. said, don't name me, and you need to fact check what I say. But she said,
And you're just
word for word, and this is Molly's word on this, 100%, it's the women's bathroom, the middle stall. That's where the action happens.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you ventured to want to take a venture into that, you can call Molly afterwards and let her know how your experience went.
you could verify this story. Yeah. So this girl Lillian, she's the maid of, what was the girl's name? No, sorry, Lillian Massey died.
Yes.
And then so I think who you see in the middle stall of the women's bathroom is the maid.
Okay.
And they're saying like, oh, she passed because she loved Lillian so much. Not the full story.
Oh, let's hear this.
I dug deep on this one.
Let's hear this.
She was having an affair, the maid, with Lillian's husband.
Oh.
And she was worried that everything was going to come clean.
Oh.
So she took her life before
Anything came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So apparently Lillian herself is been known to roam the streets of the Keg Mansion. Yeah.
The streets of.
There's also supposed to be reports of little children playing in the home
Yes, right.
by the stairwell, because shortly after these series of suspicious deaths, this little boy fell down the stairs and died.
Right.
So this is like murder capital.
100%.
Yeah.
And now you can get a nice fillet.
Oh, absolutely. I've been there. The steaks are fantastic.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And once again, try the nachos.
Try the nachos. Yes. You know what's the sleeper from the Keg? Tuna tartare.
Actually, Molly will back you up on that.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. Love the tuna tartare.
Haven't had it, but I've heard very good things.
So come for the women's bathroom middle stall and stay for the tuna tartare. That's our pitch. And you said something about Massey Hall is also haunted?
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
Massey, who were the original owner, the Massey family was the original owners, also obviously had Massey Hall was their theater that they built. And yeah, supposedly there is also a background there. The backstage area specifically is where you find a man in old fashioned clothing. He used to be a custodian or something along those lines.
Interesting.
And there's been noises heard, eerie presences felt. So Massey Hall is another spot.
I believe it. Theaters in themselves are like spooky.
Yep.
Like I saw Phantom of the Opera as a kid, and I think it it scarred me for life. Yeah. I actually saw Paul Stanley as Phantom, the opera from Kiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, as Phantom?
Yeah. He did a stint
In a play? Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. We went as a school trip. But yeah, theaters always creep me out. So I'm not surprised.
Just in general.
Yeah, like the Elgin Theater where the Phantom was performed is also supposed to be haunted. So like,
right, yeah.
Yeah, if you feel something spooky, it's probably true.
I think that's a good fact. That's fact.
Old City Hall.
Right.
It just looks spooky to me. Always felt weird vibes about it.
Yep.
So it's the original City Hall built in the 1890s. It now is used as a courthouse.
Right.
And City Hall moved next door. It's got
the double towers.
Yeah. Also filmed in X-Men, New City Hall, and Resident Evil.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bring the horror back in.
It's your fun facts of the new City Hall. But the old City Hall has stories of ghosts reverberating through the stairwells. The rumor has it is that these are like the people that were sentenced, the criminals are sentenced
Right.
To death and other horrible things. They are pulling on the judge's robes as they walk through the courts.
Oh, that is so creepy.
Yeah, and the cellars in the basement, I guess, of City Hall, one time were the holding center for prisoners. And so you hear the moans of those that have been incarcerated throughout the years. There's also an attic that's supposed to be spooky, weird vibes, and nobody knows why, like what happened there. There's no record of it.
Right.
But there is tons of activity in the attic there.
Oof.
And then to wrap it up, Courtroom 33.
Okay.
It's haunted by the spirits who've been condemned to hang in
Oh,
Canada.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
So this reminds me, for some reason, of The Sixth Sense when I hear that, which was the first horror movie, I think ghost movie that I watched.
That's with the little kid?
Yep.
Okay.
The first movie I couldn't sleep after I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see dead people.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Well, Bruce Willis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually never seen it.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's so worth watching. Yeah.
I see dead people.
Yeah. You got the line down pat. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It is. There is a specific scene. Well, you haven't seen it. And,
You can spoil it.
But there is a specific scene where there is this. He's in an old school that used to be. I think it used to be some type of place where they lynched people or whatever. There was just some. It was like a spot where the community would come together to hang. And there was a shot in the movie.
Was there fog that comes over it? Was it like a cold fog or nothing?
No.
Okay. So apparently every year reporters try to stay the night at City Hall.
Yeah.
And they all, these are like journalists, they all have reports of like a cool fog misting over them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they get freaked out and they leave.
Right. This is right. That's also insane that happens.
I mean, they're journalists.
It's all fact.
Is it fake news? Casa Loma is another one.
Casa Loma is a big one.
Yeah.
Casa Loma is also. Can we shout out Casa Loma for their Halloween? The
haunt.
The haunt.
Yeah.
I still haven't been. We have good clients of ours that work there.
What?
Yeah.
Hook it up. Let's go see
So
them.
we absolutely need to go visit them,
Yes.
and then also experience that because
Can we go in costume?
I think so.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's a Halloween haunt.
Yeah. I was driving by the other day and they were blaring Ozzy Osbourne. And for that reason alone, I'm like, yeah, we need to check this out. Let's go.
book it.
Have you toured Casa Loma?
I haven't actually.
Okay.
Molly
Well,
loves it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great little tour. Lovely little kind of walkthrough. There's a lot of interesting stuff. But I will say this. The garden room, which is where they have a lot of like weddings. I've been to a couple weddings there and events and stuff like that. You definitely get a weird vibe in there.
You do.
I get a weird vibe every time I walk in there. Like this something comes over you. You just feel like, ooh, what's going on in here?
So what's the, is there history with this one?
There isn't. There just seems to be many reports of people having weird feelings in that garden room. And I vouch that I'm one of them. I felt it. Casa Loma, do you know what it even means? I just learned this during our research. It means house on the hill.
Oh.
Casa Loma.
That makes it almost, that one definitely makes it creepier.
Creepier, right? Yeah. The backstory is Henry Pallett bought it. He was a Canadian financier, wanted to build this beautiful home for his wife. They lived there for about 9 years and then they ran out of money.
Yeah.
They didn't die. They weren't murdered. Nothing tragic. But I think just the fear of bankruptcy caused spirits to be summoned.
The envied house on the hill attracts the neighborhood.
Spirits and ghosts, they all just kind of go there. So the legend has it that there's a mysterious woman in white. She's been seen in the building. Nobody knows why she's there. Some people think she's a maid, but there is no reference of anyone being murdered or killed.
Okay.
There. But yeah,
It's haunted.
She's there.
She is there.
She's there, lady in white. And then there's a possible, this is my favorite part of it. There's the tunnels downstairs. They connect to the stables. I've never actually done that part of it. It's always been closed off, but I want to walk the tunnels.
Yes.
Because there's like a secret tunnel that goes to the horse stable. There's a ghost there that they call Mr. Happy. He's grumpy. But they've named him Mr. Happy. And he's known to grab people in the dark, pull hair. Some psychics have tried to communicate with him, and he was apparently a friend of Sir Henry Pellet. So Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy.
Yeah.
Traveling back and forth from in the tunnels and just staying there.
Just staying there. It's where he likes to chill. But they do ghost tours there, so I would definitely sign up for one.
For a ghost tour?
Yeah.
I'm game for that.
I would do a ghost tour. I think those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd believe them. I feel like they'd have like people set up to like, ooh.
Yeah, you gotta jump scare.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go. We'll check it out.
Love it. Yeah, Casa Loma's got a good amount of
Spooky
good
stuff.
Yeah. What was your experience with it? Did you have like a something that happened with you?
I entered the garden room and I felt this like darkness come over me.
Okay.
I don't remember why I was there. I was there for an event. I think it was like a condo launch of all things. And I think it was like they were launching these townhomes on Austin Terrace just up the street, and I went there. And I remember walking in, not knowing that this place was haunted, and I was like, "Ooh, what's up here? Like something's off."
Oh man.
Yeah. And I'm sensitive to energies.
I guess so.
Yeah, like stupid energies. Like if somebody turns Wi-Fi on in the house, I feel it in the front of my head.
You need an EMF reader.
I need an EMF reader. Wow, way to tie it to episode 69. Where we talk about all tools you can use to better your buying experience.
Yes, an EMF reader absolutely would help.
I do need an EMF reader. We should buy one.
Yeah, well, they make apps for it too.
Yeah, we could use our phones.
Yeah. They do work. I did use it. Yeah, my microwave goes bananas when you turn
Really?
it on. Yeah.
We should buy a new microwave. Hey, okay. Don Joe. You want to cover the Don Joe?
Don Jail. All right. Widely considered to be one of the most haunted buildings in Toronto. It belonged to the first mayor, William Lyon Mackenzie.
Nope.
Lyon.
Nope. You're definitely reading the wrong show notes.
Mackenzie House. Apologies. Yeah, I skipped to the Mackenzie House.
So, just to clarify, William Lyon Mackenzie did not own the Don Jail. We might have some presences here.
Yes.
Messing with our minds.
Trying to correct us. Yeah. I feel like we should talk about the Mackenzie House right now.
You want to get into the Mackenzie House? Let's do the Mackenzie House.
All right. So widely considered one of the most haunted buildings in Toronto. It belonged to the first Toronto mayor, William Lyon Mackenzie.
Who was a weird guy all on his own.
Right.
He was a rebel.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about him.
I don't know much more than that.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot of controversy around him. He started a big rebellion in the city of Toronto. Lots of stuff about him. Won't get too much into it now because I don't know too much about him. But you're right. His ghost is still supposedly haunting the house.
His ghost is still there. Yes. It was him and his wife and children that were there. He only lived in the house for a few years before passing away in his bedroom on the second floor. The stories of hearing footsteps on the creaking stairs or the suspicious playing of a piano in the parlor having lingered along other ghostly accounts.
Yeah. The piano is a big one. It's quite common. People hear piano being played.
Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
I would just put a Sonos speaker behind the drywall and like...
Plan them out, yeah.
No, scare people.
Oh,
So, did you hear that? I heard nothing. Oh, me neither.
Play some Iron Maiden for
they didn't play my favorite song though. Well, they kind of did. My favorite song is Fear of the Dark. They played that.
Okay.
But they didn't play Run to the Hills.
Oh.
Run to the Hills. No?
No, I'm not.
Really?
I'm not super familiar with Iron Maiden.
It was in Guitar Hero.
Was it?
Yeah, and Mark of the Beast. They didn't play that either.
Mark of the Beast.
666, the number of the beast. No?
That was Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that's a Guitar Hero.
Was
Yeah. And so, there's many editions of Guitar Hero, but both songs made it and did not make the performance last night. But I would play Maiden in William Lyon Mackenzie's house. Absolutely. This place is apparently so freaky that even the city of Toronto's website has acknowledged that there's some freaky stuff going on there.
Some stuff. The City of Toronto website has it?
Yeah, it's on the City of Toronto website that you can visit there. It's a free museum to visit.
Love it.
But they do note that there's some paranormal activities. And when the house got handed over to the City of Toronto, you have like your inventory list of chattels and fixtures that were included. They included one ghost. Yeah.
Amazing.
Like they even had one of those people that apparently can communicate with spirits.
Yep.
To come in and talk to the ghost and be like, we need to like chill out
And he wants to be added to the title.
yeah, he's part owner for life. He's got a lifetime lease on that place. So Mackenzie House, definitely. If you want to go check it out, you'll feel some things.
Love it. All right, take us to the Don jail.
The Don, the mighty Don. So a lot of people killed at the Don. There's a whole back history of like famous gangsters, Toronto gangsters that were there. Really look into it. Just look up the Don jail if you want to learn about its grisly past. But there's apparently a blonde-haired ghost roaming the streets of the Don jail.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a tiny part of section of the jail that was reserved for women. And she hung herself in there in the 1890s. Oh. So as the guards do the graveyard shift and walk the halls, they see her in the rotunda. Yeah.
Very creepy.
Yeah. She used bed sheets and she hung herself. That's it. That's all I got. She's angry.
She's angry. She's still there.
Yeah, she's still there. It's not a jail anymore. It's now a rehabilitation center.
Right.
So I think they still do offer tours like several parts of the year, but it's no longer an operating jail, but still some spooky stuff goes on there.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think that's our big list that we've covered.
Yeah, those are like the most common ones. Of course, if anyone wants to share any stories with us, we'll definitely
keep
hear
at
you
it.
out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll add it to the next year's list.
Yeah, definitely. But I do have a bonus location.
Let's hear it.
You know the movie It?
Yes.
The clown,
Yep.
Pennywise? He's a fool, that guy. Oh, still owes me money from the 80s. It was filmed in Toronto. The House of It is located in Toronto. It's 450 Pape Avenue.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a creepy looking house.
Dude, I did a deal across the street, and I remember looking at it before they filmed it there. I'm like, it's got to be haunted.
Oh, so
without a doubt, it's haunted. It's not apparently, but it was used in the film It.
Oh, so it's not haunted. It has no haunted stories.
There's no stories noted to it, but it was built over 120 years ago. It's been used in movies. I believe there were some talks of it being converted into a condo because this is Toronto, where all haunted properties become condos.
There are currently orange gates around that property, actually.
Oh, but it's becoming a shelter.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, you know about that property?
I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. It's sorry. Every time I look at you, I see mankind. I break out in laughter. I'm keeping it together. But that's all we got.
Love it. Yeah. 450 Pape. 450 Pape?
Yeah, 450 Pape. Yeah, you can go check it out. Drive by. Maybe be weary of the sewers. You don't want to. Because Pennywise, did you see it?
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
Oh, have you not seen it?
No, I don't like scary movies.
Yeah. Oh, really?
They just don't.
They don't do it for you.
Nah. Yeah. I watched Blink twice with what's his name? Sexy Mike, the stripper guy.
Oh,
Channing Tatum.
Channing
Tatum said that was a twisted movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it. Blink twice.
Yeah, it's not good.
There's a couple on my radar that I want to check out.
What's your favorite haunted movie?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a lighter comp. Beetlejuice 1
Great movie.
is one of the best movies of all time.
Agreed.
Rewatched it. Michael Keaton is amazing.
So good.
And I rewatched it before watching Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, you saw it too?
I did see 2.
Did you like it? Not the same?
Not the same.
Okay.
I have people that liked it. It seems to be getting good reviews across the board. I don't know. I didn't experience the same feelings.
Nostalgia. I like Nightmare Before Christmas. That's one of my favorite movies.
You and Molly would absolutely.
That's so good.
You have the same taste.
This is Halloween.
Yeah.
This is Halloween. Halloween. Jack the Pumpkin King. Love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I did. I watched it for the first time actually last year.
Yeah. And you weren't.
It's really cool what they like. It's the clay animation and stuff. Yeah. Which is like stop motion. Like it's insane what they do. Yeah.
Good movie.
I give respect.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Any shout outs?
Shout out Latin World.
Okay.
Shout out Latin World for their delicious nachos and quesadillas.
Okay.
No, quesadillas. Sorry. Chicken tacos. And then on the John as well. Also right beside on Bloor.
On the John.
On the John.
Okay.
Get some grub on the John.
Yeah. And hopefully it won't send you to the John.
Yes.
when you're done with that. I actually want to shout out 2 realtors. I was meaning to do this at the top of the episode, but our costumes just completely threw me off. I want to shout out Tony Hicks. He's a realtor with Homeward Realty.
Yep.
And I've been talking with him for one of the deals we're trying to put together. And just a refreshingly good guy.
Love it.
Listens to the podcast. He's like, I love your food reviews. I'm going to try all the places you've been to. So
Love
Tony, Latin World is definitely a spot for you
Try those nachos out.
Yeah. And then Daniel Julian, we just did a lease together. We put together a lease, and he's like, "Yo, listen to the podcast."
Love it.
It's so nice to hear other realtors checking it out, and we just try to have a lighthearted, fun time. We're not, we don't take it too seriously.
Yes, if you can't tell.
Yeah, but the two of them were really refreshingly good to talk to. And then last week, David Fleming. David Fleming's an OG in the real estate realm, and he's got a good website. He's got a great website, but he's got a good podcast as well.
Yeah,
he's a little bit more technical, takes things a little bit more seriously than we do, which is great. We need that. But his podcast, I'll link it in the show notes. Really worthwhile to listen to if you're looking for a little bit more content with real estate in the city. But all three of those gents were just fantastic interactions I had, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to shout them out.
Love it.
I don't know if Fleming listens to our podcast. He didn't comment on it, but if you don't, you should listen to his because it's good stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. I actually did listen to an episode or two. Good storytelling, good, and like I said, it's more technical, more serious, but very well done.
Very well done. Yeah, I think it's called The Last Honest Realtor.
Yeah.
And we need more of that.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he's not the last. Hopefully he's the start of a new era.
Yes. Love it. Is that the end?
I think that's the end of our spooky episode.
All right.
Yeah. If you made it this far, we asked one thing of you. Well, we asked three things of you. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Amazing.
Do you want to do a Mr. Sacco goodbye?
It's time to go. It's been a great time. We'll see you guys next time.
Oof, my own.
Thanks for listening to the Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast. You could find more information on how we work over at torontolivings.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter to get price reports from over 150 different neighborhoods in the city each and every month.
If you got any value, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, thanks for listening.